So please tell us your name and roll number for this exam.
So my name is Preetilata-Online and my roll number is 205492 in UPSC 2022.
Okay, now without mentioning your name and roll number and your domicile, please give us a brief introduction.
Sir, I have completed my graduation from Mahimai Mahila Mahavidyalaya, Barampur with commerce and pursue my master with commerce under Barampur University itself. But I enrolled myself in distance education learning center, which is called as Harihar Madras University, which comes under the Barampur University itself. And sir, I am very much fascinating about performing folk dances, and I am an enthusiastic person.
Okay, itra apana achievement be add kar paribe. I have completed C certificate in NCC, and I have represented Odisha Directorate in Prime Minister's rally in Republic Day camp in New Delhi in this year. Okay, so add kari paribe. Dance form ta ab Sambalpuri ki jodi apna specific kaya pe chahiye bi koi paribe. Out of strength coile, I'm enthusiastic person. So actually civil service wale higher level interview re darkar na tha. So coile. Okay, that is fine. So you have done your graduation from Mahimai Mahila Mahavidyalaya. It is named after some great personality.
Sir, it is named after a deity which resides in Kabi Sujanagar, Aska.
Okay. And then your post-graduation
is in Harihar Madras University.
So please tell us something about the particular person.
Sir, Harihar Madras is a king of the place of Ganjam district. He was a pioneer of Odia language movement. Since it started Ganjam Sabha, which considered as the and he devoted his life towards uniting the Odia speaking peoples.
Okay. So now there is a lot of controversy about renaming some university, and many cities around the country are also being renamed. Like Allahabad was renamed as Prayagraj, and Ahmednagar as Sambhajinagar. In Maharashtra, they have changed it. In Gujarat, they are planning to change Ahmedabad to Karnavati. In Hyderabad, there is a demand for changing Hyderabad to Bhagyanagar. What is your opinion? Is changing of names of cities and institutions, is it going to solve any purpose? Or you think that no, that emotional aspect is also important?
So the changing of names of the cities or any places or universities is depend upon the aspirations or the emotions of the local peoples. So if they are okay, as we are living in a democratic state where the people's opinion puts in a first category, so we can go for that if the people want. But sir, the conflict which is aroused in Odisha with the renaming of Revensa College is nowadays in the hotlines. So the people, some people are saying that the change is not good for any purpose. At the same time, some people are denying that the changing of name is not required. It's such. So it's depend upon the public opinion, sir. If they are okay with changing the names, then there is no harm to change the name.
How we will determine that? Like many people are in favor of it, many people are against it, especially the people who have studied in that university. Most of them don't want the name to be changed, and common people, most of them or many of them want the name to be changed. So in that case, how will we take a decision? Suppose you are made the chairman of a committee on this matter. Okay, there's a lot of unrest and government appoints a committee. You are the chairman of that committee to recommend whether to change the name of a particular university for which demand has been there. So what steps will you take and how will you justify that, whatever your recommendations?
Sir, at first, I definitely make a committee for myself where all the stakeholders can be participated, like the representations of people who can say against the changing of names. This would be the committee, and at the same time, people who are in the favor of changing the committee, they are also in the part. So the democratic thing where both the parties put their opinion, and out of those opinions, we can get in conflict whether it should be changed or not.
You completed your post-graduation in 2015.
Yes, sir.
And this is 2024. So for 8-9 years, what were you doing?
So I have completed my master in 2015, and then onwards I got married in 2015 itself. I have a child in 2017, and I devote my 2 years to bringing him well. And after a certain period when he was okay and my extended family members take care, started service preparations fully. And in 2019, last 2 attempts, I didn't able to clear the mains. And currently, I didn't enough to clear the mains.
This is your first interview?
Yes, sir. This is my first interview.
So suppose you are selected with a very good rank. Okay. How are you going to manage your family responsibilities and your official responsibilities? How old is your child now?
So my son is in 8 years old right now.
8 years old.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
So there are other family members such as my in-laws are there, and my mom and dad is also there. My husband is also there. Everyone is so much cooperative so that I get the time to read. In the same way, I can manage my work along with my family.
You stay in a joint family?
No, sir. I am now staying with my mama's house.
So you will be able to handle both the pressures.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So coming to your hobby, dance. What kind of dance do you perform?
Sir, I perform Sambalpuri folk dance.
Sambalpuri folk dance. Okay, so tell me something about it. It is very famous not only in Odisha but also in India, even around the world. So you tell me some technical aspects of Sambalpuri folk dance and the varieties that we see. Okay, and on which occasion normally those varieties are performed.
So the folk dances generally performed by the new entrants or the energetic persons along with the drums. So the drums and the music instruments which make there are some intrinsic footsteps which are required in the folk dance of Sambalpuri. There are many variants of Sambalpuri such as Dalkhai was there, then other variants also there. So the Sambalpuri was known for the colorful attires and the beautiful sounded beautiful songs. So the performance is an entertainment fully packaged. And it is done due to in many occasions. It is done in many occasions, such as to celebrate some festivals, mainly the harvesting season. The Sambalpuri dance were performed.
Okay. Which is the most, can say, famous and most recognizable song or dance representing Sambalpuri folk?
Sir, we all knew that Rangavati song was one of the most important song for Sambalpuri dance. And both the singers of Rangavati song get the Padma Shri award itself. In 2023 only, the female singer of Rangavati song is getting Padma Shri. And the male singer get the Padma Shri in 2018, which is Jitendra Kumar.
Jitendra Kumar?
Sir, I couldn't able to recall her title properly.
Harpal, I guess.
Something
Just
like
check that. And what about the female singer?
I couldn't able to recall her name, sir.
I just remember the title. I think Patel.
Yeah.
Just
Some
check
Patel.
that. Check that. Okay. So you have done your C certificate in Naval NCC.
Yes.
Why did you choose Naval NCC in your college? You must be having other options also. Army would be there. Why Naval NCC?
Sir, in my college, there is only two wings. One is Army and the second is Navy. And the Air Force was not available outstanding areas apart from Bhubaneswar. So I have to choose within Army and Navy. And the attires of Navy, which attracted more to me, like the white uniform. I think that is fascinating me more, so that I chose Navy, sir.
Okay, recently the insignia of or the logo, the symbol, the flag of Indian Navy was changed. Do you have any idea about it?
Yes, sir, I heard about this.
Okay, so just check that. Okay, that British that was changed. That British icon was changed.
The Shivaji Chhatrapati
Yes.
symbol.
Okay, that was there. What is the motto of the Indian Navy? It is written there in the
Sang Nang Varunam, sir.
Shana Varuna,
It
which
means,
means
it means, sir, may the Lord of water off your stores.
okay. And what is the motto of NCC?
Unity in diversity, sir.
Unity in diversity. Sure, unity in diversity.
I'm not sure, sir. I have to look.
Unity is there. Then
Unity and discipline.
yes, that is it. So you are selected for the Republic Day camp. You represented Odisha in the PM's rally. Okay, good. So how long, like how many preparatory camps you had attended and what was the total duration of the preparation?
So before RDC, we have to attend 4 camps. At the first stage, there was the integration camp where the selection procedure began. And then onwards, the first phase and second phase was there, where the people, the cadets were eliminating one by one in certain activities. And the third phase is on December, last week of December. So the camp duration is 20 days. And the final selection after that, we will get to RDC camps.
Okay. What are the weapons which you have used in senior division NCC?
Sir, I have used SLR was there, then .2 rifle was there.
What is the bore or the diameter of that SLR?
Sir, I'm sorry, sir, I couldn't able to recall exactly.
7.62 mm. Just
Yes.
check that. Huh?
Yes, sir.
LMG, INSAS, those things you have not fired?
No, sir.
Okay, fine. Do you think that we should make it mandatory for everyone to have at least basic military training like NCC? At least you should know how to fire a weapon. In many countries like in Russia, in Israel, in China, conscription is okay. It is mandatory that sometime in your youth you have to serve the nation. Okay, do you think that we should do the same in India?
Sir, it is done earlier in India during India-China War of 1962.
Yes.
It was make it compulsory to take NCC and serve for the nation. But in 1968, it makes voluntary again, as it is before in 1948. Sir, in my opinion, compulsory training, military training shouldn't be there because India is a peace-loving country. And India has a huge population, so that much population is didn't require an army training. At the same time, sir, army training taught us it is one side, and the other side is also, sir, the army training, the NCC, is taught us the disciplines, the leadership qualities, which we can taught to our younger generations in certain other way, but not in NCC formats.
Okay. So you have you had C certificate. So why didn't you think about a career in defense forces? Like you have direct MCC entry with a C certificate. You could have tried that as an officer in the Indian Navy. So why civil services and why not defense services?
Sir, currently I am not eligible to
No,
get
not
into
currently.
the Navy.
When you were eligible, like just after completing your C certificate.
Sir, after completing my certificate, my family is not supporting to get into in the service of defense. My mom is completely denying the opportunity. Hence, I choose to go with my mama because I don't want to disappoint them. At the same time, sir, why I want to choose civil service as my career? Civil service provide me ample opportunity to work within a different type of departments such as administrations, educations, health, society, etc. As I am belong from a lower middle class family, I have seen those marginal peoples very closely. I knew about their aspirations, needs, their demands, and their problem sufferings. So if I get into the service, I think I can help them in a certain way, which give me immense pleasure. At the same time, sir, civil service offer financial security and societal recovery. So I have chosen civil service as my career, sir.
Okay. Your optional is PSII. So in international relations, uh, you give me analysis of the strategic importance of Indian Navy and currently what is the strength, not numerically, but generally, what all state-of-the-art features Indian Navy has and what more is needed, especially with an eye on the expansion of the Chinese Navy in the Indian Ocean region.
So Indian Navy is playing a crucial role in India's strategic securities, economies, and many more things. Is India has 7,500 kilometers long coastline. It needs to be secured to preserve India's own security, and preserve the India's interest first. So Indian Navy providing security to the largest coastline itself. I think, sir, the trade, 90% of global trade is happening in Indian Ocean region. And the Malacca Strait, which is most important strait of world for trade, is nearby areas of Andaman. So peace and tranquility at that region is responsible of Indian Navy. At the same time, sir, Indian Navy also provide a image in international arena where India is a global leading player in international area. So Indian Navy is very much important. The second thing, sir, Indian Navy has many artilleries or weapons, such as Indian Navy has two aircraft carriers we have. And recently, the nuclear power submarine Arighat was launched, which makes India has two nuclear power submarines, which Indian Navy can deploy in both the sides, like Arabian Sea and Bay of Bengal, which is INS Arihat and Arighat, which boost the naval capabilities. At the same time, sir, we have ballistic missiles also there, and the Agni 4 was there. India is now Trident, where nuclearly capable to deploy its weapon in all the spheres, such as land, water, and air. Sir, still is the growing concern of Chinese Navy because their expansion policies or their the diamond of necklace which India pursue to counter the Chinese policies. Indian Navy need to more developed more technically. So the range of the missiles should be increased and more Indianization should be there.
Okay. So can you tell me some of the ports, apart from our own ports, some other ports with which we have tie-ups, military tie-ups, so that our Navy can use those ports? Like you were saying that necklace of diamond to count string of pearls of China. So what are the ports which we are looking into?
Sir, one is Chabahar port of Iran, which is there. And there are certain ports, but I couldn't able to recall exactly. But the places where one is Myanmar was there, Singapore, Indonesia was there, and Mauritius was also there. So we have a tie-up with all these countries to use their ports. I couldn't able to recall the exact name of those ports, but these countries we have tied up to use those ports for our Indian Navy deployment.
Why have you chosen PSIR as your optional? Because commerce was also available, commerce and accounting, your master subject.
Sir, as I have completed my master in 2015 and I have started my preparation in 2019. When I started my preparation, I certainly go through both the syllabus of PSIR and commerce. and realized that I have to read both from the beginning, because the depth which is required in commerce also, I have to read with the same pace. And the second thing was the PSIR is overlapping with the GS itself. And the third thing is my interest in international area, which allow me to choose the PSIRs.
Okay. So let us go to PSIR. Who is your favorite political thinker?
Sir, Kautilya.
Kautilya. Okay. Kautilya is called the Machiavelli of India.
Yes, sir.
Do you agree with it?
In certain points, Kautilya is called as Machiavelli of India. Rather, we can call that Machiavelli is the Indianization or Westernization form of Kautilya, because the Machiavelli wrote those theses many after Kautilya. So Kautilya wrote Arthashastra in a beginning way. After that, Machiavelli wrote the Prince, where they both talk about in practical sense how the international relations would work, or how the government is running. So they both are more practical in nature. So they both are similar in certain way, but they are different in something that Machiavelli was saying to their princes that they can do anything, they can pretend anything, but they cannot trust the humans. At the same time, Kautilya says to his king that king's first duty is to serve his own citizens. So this is the basic difference between Machiavelli and Kautilya. And the second thing was Kautilya get his king, but Machiavelli didn't get his prince at all.
Okay. So Machiavelli says that it is better to be feared than loved if you cannot be both. Do you agree with that? Especially with in relation to civil service.
So Machiavelli is this opinion of Machiavelli is depend upon his own area where he belongs, and depend upon the centuries where he is writing. As he is an Italian people, that the monarchy was running out there. So he advised the monarch to be very rude, and people should fear, so that they could not able to revolt. But sir, we are living in India in 21st century where democracy is there. So it is more important to be loved by the citizens rather to be feared. There should be some fear in the mind of citizens, but sir, not in the form of replacing the love, because the fear should be there if a citizen is doing something mishap, and he knew that the law is there, it could be punished him, but it shouldn't be there that the ruler should be feared by the citizens.
As a student of international relations, suppose you are given the responsibility and the power to bring the Ukraine-Russia war to an end. What steps will you take?
Sorry, sir?
What steps will you take if you are given the power as well as the responsibility to end the Ukraine-Russia war?
So first of all, India didn't believe in the war. India do believe in peace. So first thing I can do is negotiation, because this is the thing which can work. Both the president, Russia's president Mr. Putin, and Ukraine's president Mr. Zelensky should be come together to a table and negotiate on the issues which are there. It can be solved through negotiations. It is the foremost necessity to end the war, because it's only harm the humanitarian crisis, and the war should be end. So the negotiations should be start. If India can do this mending, it should be so.
Same question regarding Israel-Palestine conflict. Number one, what is India's position till now? Are we supporting Israel or are we supporting Palestine? And second part is, if you are giving the power and responsibility, how you are going to solve this issue?
So first, India support the two-state theory, where India is saying that there should be an Israel and also a Palestine, because both the people have the right to live peacefully. So India is supporting both the nations, and and condemning the war which is there. The way Israel is attacking the Palestinians is completely condemned by Indian government. At the same time, sir, they are killing the Hamas, which which declared as terrorists by US itself. So there should started some negotiation by Indian government, but at the same time, sir, both the parties should get into the table and resolve the conflict with the dialogues.
Mhm. Okay. Now let us go to other part of the world, Africa. So recently, major Indian company has won a big infrastructure project of the African countries by displacing the biggest Chinese company there. Can you tell me which company I'm talking about and which nation I'm talking about?
Sorry, sir, I don't have any
Just
idea about that. I
check that.
have to
Okay,
just
that is Adani. Okay. Our prime minister just recently went to a nation where none of the prime ministers had gone for a long time. Can you tell me which country?
Sir, Brunei.
Okay, and why? What is the strategic importance of Brunei to India?
Sir, Brunei is a part of ASEAN countries, and India is stand for Act East policies, where India is looking forward to be a partner, to work closely with the ASEAN countries. As Brunei is a part of India's Act East policy, Indian Prime Minister Mr. Modi visited Brunei recently. There he concluded many treaties, treaties on MOUs were signed on power, on communications. The embassies were established over there. Direct flights were started to Brunei. At the same time, sir, they are talking about space technologies, people-to-people contact. So it is a step towards the leadership of Global South, which India takes.
So suppose you are the head of office, a government office, and one of your senior staff comes and complains to you about sexual harassment by a colleague. Now that colleague is, you can say, the brother of your best friend. So how are you going to balance your professional duties and your personal relationship?
So the first thing is there should be a notion that zero tolerance towards any sexual harassment at workplace, no matter who is there. So I definitely go for internal complaint committee to establish a committee and started verification or started inquiry about the issues which the colleague was the subordinate was complained to me. On the recommendations or the on the outcomes of the investigations, I definitely punish that person. I definitely convince my friend if her brother was guilty, he must be punished. No, it is not there that if the personal interest is conflicting to the personal professional interest, I definitely go for the zero tolerance towards sexual harassment to any woman in workplace.
So recently, there has been a lot of demand from many quarters for legalization of same-sex marriages in India. What is your opinion regarding this?
Sir, this is completely contradictory to our traditions. There is our tradition talk about the marriage should be there with two other biological person. But sir, this is completely depend upon the individuals. As the individuals are different from one another, their preference should be different from one another. So if we are giving the rights to everyone, so they should allow to take their own decision according to their own ways. So if they are deciding to go for marriage to a same-sex person, then it should be there.
Okay. You have studied different theories of justice. Which is the theory which you like the most, like in the sense that which you think is the most close to reality?
Sir, the theories which I have read in political science itself completely abstract. So the justice theory which is famous, John Rawls, which is he says about the original positions, and he talks about a curtain which should be put before doing the justice. It's completely abstract. We cannot make every people blind or erase their memories to get exact piece of justice in society. But at the same time, sir, I prefer to say that Amartya Sen was say that instead of doing these justice, we should okay. As for Amartya Sen, the justice should be delivered in a society where the law should be impartial and it didn't privilege any society or any person apart from the privileges which are there in constitution. Otherwise, every person should treat equally. And I think, sir, this notion is close to recent judiciary system.
Okay. Have you heard about the doctrine of colorable legislation?
Sir, I have heard about doctrine of colorable legislation, but I'm not sure. If I allow me, I definitely guess.
Okay, you can take a guess.
Sir, when the legislature were repeatedly passed by changing a certain amount of clauses, is called the colorable legislature.
Oh, no, it means what cannot be done directly cannot also be done indirectly.
Yes.
Okay, like if you are trying to paint a donkey as a zebra and you're presenting it as a zebra, so that he still remains a donkey in that analogy. Okay, okay, fine. Recently we had this of potato shortage in Odisha. Same time we had tomato price rise. So essential vegetables, the stability between the demand and supply, we are not able to achieve in Odisha, although potato is there and some other, horticulture level missions are there for vegetables and all. If you are, you first tell me the reasons for this and what are the solutions.
So first thing is we have to boost the production of those essential commodities in a priority manner so that the production shouldn't sort for the supplies or demands. So the supply side should be maintained as per the demand. At the same time, sir, we have to stop the hoardings which are done by the illicit businessmen because of the intentions of getting profit out of that. So we have to ensure that also. And the third thing is, when we have when we have sought in potato supply, we have to talk with the nearby states for imports in a quick manner, so that the supply side should be maintained as it is, so the price shouldn't be high.
Okay. So you have studied ethics in paper 4. Interpersonal communication at a more personal level. Suppose you are a high achieving person, you get into OS and all, and suppose, just think about it, hypothetical situation, that there is a chance that it will bring in some amount of misunderstanding between you and your husband, because when he is expecting you to be for him and your child, you have other duties, state duties to perform. How will you manage that, this type of thing, so that both you can balance both? Some points you can give, at least 3 points.
So first thing is communication, because we all are busy in our respective duties, fulfilling our respective duties. So we are lacking in communication. When we didn't explain what we are doing and where we are right now, what we can do. So this should be explained and make it clear to the other person, so that the other person also understand your situations. At the same time, he can also arrange the needs which are there, which I have to meet out as per their expectations. And the second thing, sir, I definitely make him understand that both the things are important, as he was also important. Sorry, sir.
Or you can just. Yes.
So both the things are important to me. My duty is also at the same time my family life is important. Make it clear that both things are important to me, and I couldn't choose one out of the other. So both the things have to be in the line. So in the third point, I definitely make it clear with him that these things I am going to do, and these things please you can take care of it. So that the misunderstandings which are there, it's a difficult.
Okay, good. So that will be the end of the interview. Now, the coming to the feedback. So your opinions, okay, whatever you are saying, there is clarity in opinion. So that part is good. When you're presenting something, especially in interview, you can answer in points. Firstly, secondly, thirdly, or my first reason is this, especially in opinion-based questions. Okay, since your content is good, if you answer it in that way, that will increase your marks. Okay, that is number one. Second is your sitting position and all that is fine. Okay, what can be improved? This, so first thing is this point wise you can say, that is number one. Second thing is eye contact is not 100%, it is like 80-85%, because many times you are looking here and there. So what you can do is, the person who will ask the question, 90% time you can line of sight should be his eyes, and other 2 or 3 people would be there in the room. So in between, just look at their eyes also. Okay, that is the structure how you do it. If you have to think, you just look down a little bit, think, and then resume the eye contact. Okay, so that would your like you asked in a particular place that may I be allowed to guess. So no need of asking that. If you know something, 100% answer that. If you don't know something, clearly with a smile, tell them that you don't know. You're not expected to know everything, because whatever they will ask, 5-6 questions will be there which we don't know. Okay, it really does not matter how many questions, like factual questions you answer. If only 1 or 2 opinion-based questions you answer properly, most of the marks you'll get there. So if I have to mark today's interview, it will be like 150. Okay, so you should try for like 160 to 180 in that range. Okay, so these points you can consider changing. Answer in points, focus on eye contact, rest everything is fine. Okay, your smile and the sitting posture, everything else is fine. Okay, in sitting posture, remember not to hold your hands or cross your hands. Okay, because in body language terms, holding of hands or crossing of hands, that is basically, it means like the person is little bit nervous. So one hand is seeking support from the other hand, right? So this position is fine, and rest everything, I think your points are also very pinpointed. Okay, one place you mentioned that why didn't you join, when I asked why didn't you join Navy or Defense Forces, you said that at that time my mother did not allow me. So avoid that kind of answer. So you can just, even if that is true, what you can do is you can just generalize it. Okay, rather than saying that my mother did not allow, so you can say that higher studies, or okay, even if you want to say that, it has to be told in a more diplomatic way. That since I value the advice of my parents, and they were not in favor of joining this, so I had to take a very difficult decision. for going into whatever then you have decided. Okay, that you can say. But it has to be diplomatic. Pura bluntly seta koibara nahi ki ma chahile ni boli mo khole. Okay. So fine, rest, everything is fine. I am expecting, depending on your, of course, your mains mark, I'm expecting you will easily get through. At least in interview, you will get good marks because your personality is very pleasing. Okay, like you remind me of Subhashri Ratha, 2011, rank 15. Only candidate in the history of OPSC get 250 out of 250 in interview. For be height, and more or less you also both similarity ଆପଣଙ୍କୁ looks ରେ ଅଛି. So all the best. Just keep these things in mind and try for that 180 plus bracket. Okay. Okay. Thank you.
Sir, I have another question.
Hmm?
Are you wearing face with sari or no face? Is it okay if you have implemented it?
Yes. Yes. If you are comfortable with it, attire is completely visible. If you are wearing a sari, it is very. If you are comfortable. Yes, it does. But normally, everyone is prepared for that. Sometimes, you know, the interview will go as per your preparation. Sometimes it may so happen that they have already decided what questions to ask. They won't even look at your biodata. They have their 15, 20 questions prepared. They'll just ask those questions. It might not be related to current affairs. It might not be related to anything which we are thinking. Only situational questions, 5 or 6 situational questions, 15 minutes up. So be prepared for everything. Okay. Every day you try to give at least 2 or 3 mirror interviews, each session lasting around half an hour. From the set of questions you prepare, okay, which you think are important, and practice those. Okay. So, no, your presentation was very good. Okay, so I'm very sure you'll get good marks in interview. Okay. Thank you.